official opening to our wonderful evening. Welcome, everybody, members and guests. We're delighted to be together this evening. I would like to just mention that we have a club promise, and we provide a positive and supportive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. You will find on your table woo-woo notes. So these are little white papers, and if somebody had spoken and you would like to compliment them, then just please fill out your compliments and send them through the silent post to that person. It's very beautiful if we support each other in that way. And otherwise, the chat box for everybody who's online. And welcome as well all the online guests and members. It's beautiful to be together tonight. When we are clapping in the room, then those online, they can do this here, or clap their wings. And then you just keep your cameras on if you like to, if you're too shy, not too shy, but if you don't want publicly to appear on YouTube, then please switch your camera off. And then for everybody in the room, the toilets are down the passage at the end to the right. And those ones who are at home, you will find it there where you left it last. And then, I would like to wish you an informative and entertaining evening. And I would like to hand over to our wonderful president, Justine.
Good evening, everybody. It's lovely to have you all. Your dreams are going to be made this evening, I'm sure. And I think it's our, what number of meeting is it? Sorry, I didn't put the agenda. 178. Yes. Oh, thank goodness. 178 meetings ToastEd has had overall. So I think we're climbing up month by month. So that's very exciting. Thank you, Gabrielle, for welcoming us all and starting off the meeting. It's such a warm welcome. It's lovely to have you as our SAA while Chantal is doing a hike somewhere. Too sure where. I just want to speak for everyone who is going to be speaking this evening, whether it's a speech, whether it's an evaluation, or a table topic. When you get to the stage, you'll see there's a beautiful blue section for you to make use of. Please stay within the space. We've got our microphones here, so everyone online will be able to see us. And if you are speaking to someone online, please be mindful that we look into the camera. This is where our online friends are, not over there. Even though they are there for us to see, they don't see us if we aren't looking into the camera. Just a little reminder about these. I want to please give a very big round of applause for Michaela, because Michaela has gone into our division contest, which is happening on the 12th of April. So Michaela, congratulations. We only had one person, it wasn't me, the wonderful Gabrielle, who attended to support Michaela in the last contest. So please, if you're available next Saturday, the 12th, it's at 9 o'clock in the morning in Newlands at the... It's just behind the cricket field in Newlands. It's quite easy access for those in that area. But please come and join. I'll send out the invitation. It went out today. So we can support Michaela, because when she gets through division, she goes into district level. So we're there to support you, Michaela. Congratulations. And then there have been so many lovely initiatives that have come out of our ToastEd community. We've had Alex's run. We've had a couple of other things that have come up on the WhatsApp group. And we're just very mindful of not wanting to spam you, and to make sure that when something comes onto our WhatsApp group, it's important and you get a chance to read it, because there are some things that we want you to please take note of. And because we are a Toastmasters club, we're not meant to publicize anything. So we want to create a special social networking group that is separate from our ToastEd Toastmasters group. Sally will create the group. It's your choice if you want to join. It will just be a little link that you can click if you'd like to join it and discuss other things outside of Toastmasters. Please feel free to do so. It will be more of a networking space and a space where you can serve the larger community and share tips and tricks or whatever it is you have up your sleeve. Okay, so please feel free to join that. And then I'd like to welcome our lovely guests. Having a struggle there. You're hearing me double. Claire, what are you hearing?
So when you made the announcement earlier about Michaela, there was a point where you disappeared, where I think perhaps Zoom is trying to cancel out the noise. So you disappeared with it. So just make sure that that it's not got noise cancelling, because we'd rather hear the noise in the room and you than it going silent.
Thank you very much. I think I do have noise cancelling on. So let's quickly. So must it be on auto? Automatically.
No, I think just take it off. Don't have it activate. It mustn't cancel noise, because that's how you disappear.
Know how to make it go off completely.
That it mustn't have noise cancelling enabled.
Hi. Who knows?
No.
Yeah, it's in a Zoom. It's a Zoom setting.
Doesn't allow me to click that.
Okay.
So hi, you want to hear background speech. So let's see if that one works better. So,
Yes.
so it's not going to. Okay. Okay, will you keep me posted on how that works?
Will do.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Sally, please may I ask you to be our little microphone lady? Thank you. I'm just going to check in with all of our lovely guests that we have with us this evening. We have two very special guests with us this evening. We have got Robin and Marnus, who are part of the Peninsula Hotel, and they are the ones that make this evening all possible. So Robin and Marnus, thank you so much. We love being here. Thank you so much to you and your team for everything that you do. You are flawless. It's always such a lovely evening. The food's great. Your team is amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. From the bottom of our hearts, we really appreciate it so much. So I'm just going to check in with you, Robin. What has brought you here? Did Chris make you come?
Exactly.
Okay. But you've joined us before.
This is the
And you
second
loved
time.
it?
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Okay. And so what is your sort of outcome that you hope to achieve from
So
coming back?
basically, I had a similar experience that Angela had there. I couldn't really speak in front of people, and I had this thing where I tell myself I'm rapping because I speak quite fast, so I'm like rapping. And then once obviously I've joined the class and I took a couple of notes down, and obviously I'm in the HR department, so I need to see people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I do once a year I do a presentation to all our staff. And that actually happened right after I attended the session, and I could actually tell myself mentally, Robin, slow down, Robin, calm down, use your head. You feel like you getting all excited. So I I actually took a lot of points. I would obviously watch how other people were doing the presentations, how they were projecting their voices, use certain pitches and certain tones. So it was quite, and not just me doing it here at this event, but outside of my workplace as well. I'm actually doing speeches when it comes to youth, out there. So it quite advanced. It boosts my confidence a bit higher than it was before.
Amazing. You seem so confident though.
Because I'm sitting.
You've got that little safe place. Robin, thank you so much for sharing. And maybe you could come up here later for table topics. You could be brave and courageous, but you don't have to. If you feel like you want to, Marnus, it's your first time joining us this evening. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Chris also.
Yeah, so I think it's also just the same thing experience with Robin, as you know, when you work in hospitality, people assume you're already confident and you're out and you can approach a group of people and you can address them. It's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
You have a warm heart and that's why you love hospitality, but it doesn't mean that you want to necessarily interact with a whole room of people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think going into this, that's what I'm just trying to work on myself, because like Robin as well, I tend to rattle it off and just try and get it over and done with and move on with my life and forget about everything that I said.
Exactly.
And yeah, I think going into this, that's just something I would like to work on.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This is the place. Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Very happy to have you.
Thank you.
And Angela, you are a very special guest this evening, all the way from New Zealand.
Wow.
This is staying at the hotel. And Angela is a fellow Toastmaster, so she knows how the meetings run. Angela, what does your club consist of in New Zealand?
Well, there's probably about 40 of us that meet, between 30 and 40 of us that meet once a week. It's a breakfast club.
Okay.
So 7 to 8 in the morning. And I've been part of it for going on about 4 years now. Yeah.
Amazing.
And it'll be interesting to see how
Where is
you
it?
guys do it. We're in Tauranga, 3 hours outside of Auckland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Okay, well, please, we'd love to hear feedback from you later.
Yeah,
As to what your club does, what we can improve on, we'd love to hear. Great, well, thank you. It's lovely to have you with us.
Thank you. Lovely to be here.
Yeah. And Jerry, welcome back. Nice
Thank
to see you. It's been a while.
It has indeed.
Yeah. What has brought you back to ToastEd?
Why am I
late? So Bill's brought you back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sorry that we are late.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. But also a long-time Toastmaster and a guest of ToastEd that's joined us quite a few times. So lovely to have you. And Bill, welcome back. Nice to see you too.
Thank you. I'm here because I was bringing you a new member who's all of a sudden just bailed.
Tamsin.
Tamsin, yes, Tasman was a member of our club. She has yet to even do an icebreaker.
Okay.
And she lives here in Seapoint, and has a very difficult time getting to fish hook. I said, well, why don't you just join a great club in Seapoint? And then I just sent off to her, hey, we'll see you tonight. And she's, I had to cancel.
Oh, shame. Okay.
So, but I'm sure she'll try to make it to a meeting after this. And so will Jerry and I.
Amazing.
And we won't be late then. It is my fault. It's all because of the government. So if you all hate the United States right now, I can tell you there are plenty of us that do too.
Oh, sorry. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for being with us. And we look forward to meeting Tasman, when she joins us again. Great, thank you. And Chris, welcome.
Thank
you are
you.
a friend of Anthony's.
Yes, friend of Anthony, yeah.
What has brought you to Toastmasters this evening?
I think it's something that I've wanted to kind of experience and get involved in for quite a long time. As I was mentioning to you, a close friend of mine in the southern suburbs started and was really trying to work on his public speaking and has progressed through and stuck with it. And now I think he's the president, if I might stand corrected. So I've just seen him progress in that and how he's built his confidence. And I have done some public speaking in my for work and certain other engagements, and some has gone very well, some has gone really badly. And I just think it's a fantastic public speaking is a fantastic skill to have in life, whether it's an investment pitch, telling a story or a joke, or just being able to captivate a room. So just wanting to build that confidence. I really do think that if you're able to kind of get up on stage and trying to break the nerves, and if you can feel like you're just speaking to one person, I think you can become very, very, very confident in that space and have a great ability. If it's just like a conversation, but as soon as it starts to get a bit hectic and all of that, you start to kind of lose your flow. So I think I'm trying to build that, and I think more exposure, being on stage and having the ability to practice will hopefully achieve those goals. Yeah.
100%. You've been in the exact right place. So thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah.
And I think it comes down to you have to try, we're all striving for this, obviously, but trying to have a conversation Like you will tell a story as if you're telling a friend at a bride. That's when you become animated and things come out instead of standing there like this or like this, however it might be. It comes with practice. Yeah.
Practice
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah. We don't have to be perfect though. It's just about practicing and making sure that we learn and grow each speech and every time we stand up here. Great, Chris. Thank you so much. Richard, welcome. Also a fellow Toastmaster. What has brought you to our meeting this evening?
Well, I've decided to visit you guys. I've had an opportunity to because I've got a free Tuesday. And
Amazing.
I'm also very excited to be witnessing Michaela as she's doing a prepared speech and I'm doing the table topics on the 12th. So that's going to be exciting. And as I said, perhaps just to give it a go and sharpen up.
Fabulous. Good luck
Thank
for
you.
the 12th. I'm sure it'll be amazing. The two of you will represent. Great. Thank you so much. And Pale, do I pronounce it Pale?
Yep.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you.
What has brought you to Toastmasters this evening?
I've been here before
Okay.
in 2018.
Oh, wow. To this club.
This club
Oh,
here.
that was before my time.
Anybody was here? No.
No.
Oh.
No. And
You're a long-standing guest.
I'm from Denmark.
Okay.
That's having a little beef with the American administration right now.
That's on the
Don't go into that.
We're totally on your side.
And I don't live in Denmark. I went on this little journey in July 2016. And I've been traveling ever since. I don't have a home and I travel from place to place. I keep coming back to Cape Town because out of the 127 countries I've been to so far, this is my favorite place and the only place I could see myself staying.
Amazing.
If it wasn't for Denmark. But I'm a podcaster and I always try to enhance my storytelling skills and my public speaking skills. And so I try to join Toastmasters clubs around the world, and I've been doing it a lot, but it's been a while.
Amazing. So you'll have lots of tips and tricks for us at the end of the meeting too.
Don't count on it. No, I'm here to learn.
Okay, amazing. Well, thank you so much. It's lovely to have you. Okay, I haven't left anyone out. I don't see anyone online, guest-wise. So I think we've covered. Thank you, my little speaker lady. Yeah. Oh, fabulous job. Gabrielle, please may I invite you and Gunther to come up for his induction. And I think Sean is his mentor. So Sean, please will you also come up so we can have a lovely time celebrating. Remember to stay on your stage.
We have to stand tight.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, yeah. So it is a great joy to have introducing a new member, always. And we spoke in the Exco the other evening about that we're getting more and more men. And it's really fantastic because so many clubs are almost ladies. And that all your young bookies are here shows us that we do something right somewhere along the line. We do it right. That you would like to be with us and learn here. So we highly appreciate that. We honor that. And it's wonderful, Gunther, to have you next in this. My German comes up then when I'm excited. It's this illustre, in this illustre circle. And I would like to introduce Gunther to you a little bit more. And he has been raised and went to school in KwaZulu-Natal for his first 12 years. And that gave him quite a comfort zone. As we know, when you stay in your circle, then you don't have to grow and stretch yourself because everybody knows everybody. But the time changed. He had to go to university and came to Stellenbosch. And that's where he expanded his wings. And he studied there accounting, was it right?
That was right.
Yeah. And so he got to know people and their stories better. And that seems to interest him as well. Then he moved to Cape Town 3 years ago and did his accounting articles. I completed my articles, he says, last year at Ernst & Young, and I'm now a qualified chartered accountant. I have joined PwC. Will you please say what PwC means?
It's PricewaterhouseCoopers.
This year, and I'm working in corporate finance. At school, I gave many speeches, but since then, I haven't given many. I have given a few for 21st birthdays, parties, and at church, but noticed that it was much more difficult than when I did them at school. I want to create a regular routine and rhythm of speaking in public and become more confident. I believe in small improvements over time and exposing yourself to areas where you are feeling like you are stretching yourself. That's why we're all here. That's wonderful. You're part of that. I'm wanting to become a more confident public speaker, as I believe words are power and that you should become as gifted verbally as you can, as this impacts your ability to think, create, and influence people and the world around you in the most positive possible way. Although this is a journey of learning to become a better speaker, I have also learned the value of listening and asking genuine and sincere questions that interest you. I'm interested in people, ideas, and enjoy listening to refreshing and honest conversations. I'm looking forward to joining Toastmasters and to growing as a person and leader. I thought it was so beautifully written. It's almost like a little icebreaker already, and you broke definitely my heart. And it's wonderful now to induct you. We always say this inducting is a little bit like joke, wedding ceremony, you know. You say yes, and they have to say yes as well. But I won't burden you too much. I will just give you an introduction to being a Toastmaster means more than just simply making a commitment to self-development. Everyone who joins a Toastmasters club is making a commitment to the club, to its members, and to the organization as a whole. Please indicate your commitment by saying "I do" at the end. And I find it very important to ask you to please provide fellow members with helpful and constructive evaluations to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to willingly serve my club as an officer. Now, this is really one. I will come back to that to everybody. And to treat my fellow club members and guests with respect and courtesy. And if that is all in your heart, then says, "I do."
I do.
And you, the members, will you open your arms and receive Gunther with a warm heart and support his journey and his character building and leadership possibilities? Then please say, "We will."
We will.
We will.
And so, please give Gunther a standing ovation, which is usus at Toastmasters. And you get from me a big hug and welcome. And not to have him stand here just like that, our wonderful Sean, VPE, former VPE, but in any case, always willing to support and educate, and he is your mentor, and you couldn't have chosen better or pulled the big, wie sagt man, los? What is the draw?
Draw the long straw.
Yeah, no. And so good luck for your journey together.
And anytime you need to ask me anything, you just WhatsApp, you get hold of me, and I'll gladly help you with your path.
Thank you, Sean.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yay, thank you. Thank you, Gabrielle. Always such a warm induction for our new members. Takalani, hello and welcome. I see you have joined us online. Can you hear us?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Hi.
Thank you for the welcome.
How are you and what has brought you to Toastmasters this evening?
So I'm originally from Limpopo, and I've always wanted to join Toastmaster. I've heard good things about the club, but where I am, there's no club. So this was the one virtual club that I found that I could join from anywhere. in the country. Yes, so I want to be a better person, and I think one thing to achieve that is to find a tribe that would push you to become a better person. And I think you guys are such a club.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being with us this evening. I hope you enjoy the evening, and I'll check in with you later and you can let us know your thoughts. Okay, Takalani,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I now would like to just take a little moment to celebrate one of our special members who has recently completed her level 2 on Pathways. So that means she's gone on to Pathways each time she has completed a speech, and she's marked it off. And then once her level is complete, it sends a little notification to us, and we approve it, and then get a very exciting little certificate. So Libby, I just want to congratulate you on completing your level 2, and I'm going to share this beautiful certificate we have for you. Ta-da! Thank you, Libby. It helps our club get points. So I really appreciate you going on to Toastmasters, marking your speeches off, and you get this lovely certificate, which hopefully you can print. Okay, thanks, Libby. And then I want to please introduce Julia. There you are. Julia has a very exciting project that she needs to do for her level 5 because she's steaming through her levels, and we will soon be marking off level 3 and 4 this evening. Yay! Thanks, Julia. Okay, the floor is yours.
Woohoo! So lovely, you are here. Maybe you have seen it on the WhatsApp group. I complete level 3 and 4. And it gets very exciting about level 5 because level 5 asked me to involve other Toastmaster members. So being here, standing here, maybe you have read it on the WhatsApp group. If not, I just need a couple of members who are excited to do a project with me. And I just came up with Lois. She needs a roof in Zimbabwe, and I thought, okay, just giving money, that's not the case, but I love her to move back to Zimbabwe anytime soon, in a couple of years. So my husband and me, we sat together and said, okay, let's do something. And Oliver and me, we possibly fly mid-July to Zimbabwe for 2 weeks. We love the idea of having this roof on top when we arrive. Then Lois will get some money to make us nice parties. We love to meet the whole community. And then I love the idea of having this bus full of laughing people traveling around Zimbabwe and experience with our Zimbabwean family actually some of the highlights of Zimbabwe. So that's the project. My invitation to you. And can I share that you are already on board? So Justine is on board. I'm working on Angela. But I love the idea that if you feel drawn just to be part of this project, what involves 5 meetings and just a few small lists, I feel like I can do it, of course, all by myself, but I like the idea of training myself and working with the ideas of other people. So when I say 5 meetings, this can be online because I will be traveling from June anyway, 10 minutes, half an hour. So let's just see where it brings us. Please come back to me after the meeting and say, yes, Julia, I don't know what I go into, but I trust you, it will be amazing. And I love to come back and finish off then in July. So please come to me. If we are 10 people, let's go wild. Let's have some fun. That is actually what I like to promise you when you join me on this project level 5. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. I'm sure it's going to be a very fun ride. So I look forward to it. So hopefully everyone else will come on board and join us. I'm going to quickly ask all of you, those online, to unmute yourselves. For those in the room, please charge your glasses and raise your glasses, and we're going to make a toast to South Africa and all her speakers.
South Africa and all her speakers.
Yes, thank you. Before I invite our magical Michaela to join us on her blue stage here, She is our Toastmaster of the evening, and she will help run the meeting smoothly. She'll introduce the speakers, she'll introduce the role players, and just ensure that the evening runs beautifully. I want to just wish all of our speakers we've got quite a lot of new role players this evening. So to our new role players taking on roles for the first time, good luck. To our speakers who are speaking for the first time, and those who aren't speaking for the first time, good luck. You've got this. And I'll now hand over to Michaela. Thank you, Michaela.
As you caught on by now, my name is Michaela. Not many people would reference the magical part, maybe a bit mad, so bear with me. The last time I did this was online, and it went really well, but I could hide behind a screen, so let's hope this runs smoothly. As you know, our theme is dreams are made of this, and this is something that stirs up excitement, aspirations, maybe nightmares, maybe public speaking. So good luck to everyone for your first icebreakers. It's like, to give you a reference, I used to not be able to breathe when I spoke, and I spoke really, really fast, and I was trying to sell things as sister, and it just wouldn't work. 5 years, 6 years down the line, here I am. So trust me, it works. There's proof in the pudding. So I read a little blurb because I feel like that was necessary to kind of bring us into how I'm going to navigate us through this dreamy evening. Essentially, I will be telling you all what the roles are for this evening, but let's go to the blurb. Dreams have driven revolutions. They painted masterpieces, and they even founded empires. And yes, they've also sometimes tempted us to hit the snooze alarm. Me this morning and every morning. However, dreams is what makes the world go round. So whatever happens at the end of this evening, I really hope you feel inspired to really just do that one thing that's been itching in your shoes. Just go ahead and do it, because you already made one step here. A lot of people would never come here, so well done for even making this leap. Tonight, we are going to have a few speeches, which I'm really excited about. Icebreakers are always nerve-wracking, but it's a great way to get to know someone. So, Gunther, I know that you got a nice little epilogue there, but I'm really keen to hear your speech because, yes, Stellies. Nice. So first we have our timekeeper, which, what? Am I not going on? I'm gasping.
He's not doing a speech.
No, I know, but don't stress. You can breathe. You can breathe. No, I'm not throwing you in the deep end. I'm just like, yeah, Stellies. When I heard that, I was like, we have something in common already. Okay, Christina, first up. You are our timekeeper. You're essentially, she's going to be the one that's going to keep us in check and make sure that we don't go offline. But please explain the rules, as this is your roles and responsibilities.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Madam Toastmaster. That's you, is it?
Yes, apparently.
And fellow Toastmasters and guests, of course. I'm very honored to be in my first role ever as the timekeeper. And I think I was well chosen because I love being on time. And I love other people being on time because it shows respect and it's actually important. And while I did a bit of research about this role, I came across a sentence that actually states, why is it important to keep time and keep track of time? It's actually that we want to learn and want to improve on conveying a clear message within a certain time frame. And I think that's the certain time frame is as important as the clear message. So that's why I'm honored to be the timekeeper. And I will time the table topic speakers, the icebreaker, the speakers in general, and the evaluators. And I will make use of these cards, green, yellow, and red, and they will support me to show the speaker who is giving the speech how much time is left. And I'll start with the table topics, which we'll only listen to later in part 2 of our evening. A table topic should be a maximum of 2 minutes, and at 1 minute of speaking, I will show you the green card. At 1:30, 1 minute 30 seconds, I will show you the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will show you the red card, which means you should either be done already or wrapping up very soon, so to keep the time. Then we'll have the icebreakers. That will be Anthony and Rochelle tonight. So you have 4 to 6 minutes. And that means at 4 minutes, you're still okay, show you the green card. 5 minutes, I'll show you the yellow card. And at 6 minutes, yes, I'll show you the red card and you should wrap up. Then we have our other speakers, which I'm looking forward to listening to later. That's Claire, Julia, and Talisha. So you have a little bit longer. You have 5 to 7 minutes. And I will show you, or start showing you the green card at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes when you should be done with your speech. And then we'll have, the evaluators, not to forget them because they are most important. What is a speech without an evaluation later? You will have 2 to 3 minutes for your evaluation. 2 minutes, I will show you the green card, 2.5 minutes, the yellow card, and 3 minutes, the red card, so that you always know that you are on time. I will support you in this, and I wish you good luck and enjoy the evening as I am sure I will. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Christina. To be honest, I never really took time seriously in Toastmasters because this is a comfortable space for you to speak, but don't follow in my footsteps. That was the one thing that made me choke in my competition, was that I saw the yellow and I panicked. So time is so important. Try your best to keep in it, and yeah, take it seriously, because if you want to go further, they do cut you off in like a millisecond. So I implore you, her job is really important. Next, we have Gabrielle. She will be the and counter, and her task is to catch those little verbal slips that get you stuttering on anything that's like and that and is or what. So please come ahead and explain your role.
Greetings, Madam Toastmaster, Toastmasters, and honorable guests. By the way, it's my first counter in 5 years. That we have rolled for the first time. So the purpose of the R counter and so on is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause fillers by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but so, and you know. And I also will listen to filler sounds, including I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means, and my best is to say like. Some conversations happen on the like. So number 2, please don't. I will be on your heels. I wish you now a very successful non-R evening, and I thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Gabrielle. I feel like I'm on the spotlight a bit more tonight. Going to be on my heels, but thank you. It's very important. And now I go to Bryce and I'm not umming and ahhing and liking and butting, but a conversation that goes, my thing is now, long story short, and everyone, when they hear that, they know this is not a short story. Right, now we have my favorite role is the grammarian, and that is Anna. And come ahead and explain your role.
Thank you. I was just wondering because earlier I couldn't actually see properly, and now the lights are down again. Yeah, maybe. Because I was thinking, is it my eyes or... Sorry, I was just thinking I couldn't read properly.
No worries.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Good evening, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage, I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is evasive, which means tending to avoid commitment or self-revelation, especially by responding only indirectly. An example of using the word is, she was evasive about her phone number. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting and also report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Great, so that's everyone's roles and responsibilities. We're going to be leading into the evaluators who are taking on an important role where they listen carefully. I don't know where I was going with that. They listen carefully to the speaker and give advice on what they should do for their next role. And it also helps everyone else that's listening to kind of build onto their speech. So we unfortunately, Rochelle couldn't make it today. So Anthony, you were bumped up to the first speaker, but you're going to do fine. And we have Eugene is online. Eugene, you're hiding. Come to us. You are evaluator for Anthony's speech. Are you there?
I am, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can't see you though.
Perfect.
Don't know where to look, to be honest.
Oh, sorry.
Please go ahead.
I had
There
my
we
thing on.
go. Please go
Hi,
ahead
everyone.
and introduce Anthony's title of his speech, and yeah, go ahead. And then Anthony, you can step on forward.
Awesome. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. So today I have the pleasure of introducing Anthony, who will be delivering his icebreaker speech titled From Elgin with Love. This is Anthony's first speech in Presentation Mastery Pathway Level 1. And so I'm interested to see what Anthony is all about and yeah, his first speech and how he introduces himself to our club. So the Icebreaker project is supposed to help members become more comfortable speaking in front of an audience while sharing something meaningful about themselves. And so without further delay, please join me in welcoming Anthony Austin with his speech from Elgin.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you've had a lekker start to the week. Before I start, I have some big news to share. I recently signed up for Survivor. I figured if I could survive public speaking, I could survive anything. Only kidding, happy April Fools. The only real survival challenge I'm facing is getting through the speech without saying too many times. And Gabby, Justine has confirmed that doesn't count towards my counts. Now that we've broken the ice, let me introduce myself properly. My name is Anthony Austin and I'm 32 years old. I was born in Cape Town, but bred in the beautiful valley of Elgin, Quebec. For those of you who don't know, Elgin is about an hour's drive from Cape Town and is famous for its fruit farming and cool climate wines. Growing up there gave me an early appreciation for nature and the sense of happiness and peace that being in the outdoors gave me. I attended a small farm school where my entire grade 7 class had just 12 pupils, and swimming practice meant jumping in the local farm dam. Whereas, compared to high school in Cape Town, where they had 150 pupils and not one, but 2 actual swimming pools. So I'm sure you can imagine the culture shock the transition from prep school to high school was. For university, I went back to my small town roots, where I attended Stellenbosch. I majored in psychology, geography, and of course, brandy and coke. After university, my thirst for adventure took me far from the orchards. I spent 3.5 years traveling and working mainly in the USA. My summers were spent cruising the Caribbean whilst working on the super yachts, and my winters bartending and ripping up the slopes with my best mates in Aspen, Colorado. As with all good things, the nomadic lifestyle had to come to an end, and the real world had to arrive. So I swapped my sea legs and snow boots for a desk and a to-do list. I now work alongside my dad, heading up the sales for his business, Blue Crane Distributors. We supply a range of tin food products to all major retailers across South Africa. I've also started my own business called Stay Unique, an eco-cabin retreat company. We partner with landowners around the country to create unique off-grid escapes in a variety of locations, allowing people to relax, reset, and recharge in nature. An escape where we encourage people to switch off, detox, and reconnect with themselves as well as their partners. We currently have 3 cabins, one in Robertson, one in Rawsonville, and one in Ceres, with a plan to build another 3 or 4 this year. Outside of work, I love spending time with my close friends and family, playing golf, running, beaching, and partying, but mainly cooking and eating delicious food. On the topic of food, and if you had to find me on a menu, and health wasn't a factor, I'd be eggs and bacon for breakfast, a Woolies ham and cheese sandwich or Bovril and cream cheese on any form of anything for lunch, and a sourdough pizza, pasta, or steak and chips for dinner. One of my biggest adventures happened in May last year when I got engaged in Bali. Now, this is where I usually let you fill in the blanks about how it all went, whether it was romantic, complete disaster, or a bit of both. But like with many engagements, it comes with a good story. We had spent 3 nights in Ubud before arriving at our hotel in Uluwatu after a 3-hour-long and sweaty taxi ride. I had planned to propose the next day, beer in hand, on the beach at sunset. However, without my knowledge, my fiance's best friend Jessica, who helped me design the ring, emailed the hotel to arrange something special for us the following day. The hotel manager completely ignored the following day part. When we arrived, we walked into a room covered in flowers, towel swans kissing each other, and happy honeymoon written in rose petals all over the bed. As you can imagine, my stress level skyrocketed. But I managed to play it down, and luckily, the next day, at sunset, with an ice cold beer in hand, she said yes. And now here I am, preparing for the next big challenge, my wedding speech, which, if I'm being honest with you, is one of the main reasons I joined Toastmasters. I figured, I'm going to stand up in front of a room full of loved ones and say something meaningful, without sweating through my outfit. I better get some practice. So maybe I didn't sign up for Survivor. The Toastmasters is a new adventure, and if I can survive the stress of public speaking, and engagement almost gone on, I can survive anything, even a wedding speech. So here's new challenges, new and better stories, evasive behavior, avoiding public speaking, and hopefully few others.
Well, you got us on the April Fools. Really well done. It's nice to see you again, and you're perfect natural. I think the Elgin pace definitely brought you through your personality all the way here, and I think you'll be great for your wedding speech. So congratulations. Next, we have Sean, who will be evaluating Talisha's speech. Talisha, I'm so glad I should have this with you. Talisha is on speaker. Talisha is on her 4th speech in level 1, but Sean, please take the stage. Nice to have you back too.
Thank you.
Carry on with what I was going about.
Hi, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So I'm evaluating Talisha tonight. It's her 4th speech in level 1. The speech is titled Inside the Box. What I'm looking for is eye contact, clarity of the speech, audience interaction, and just general gestures that she's going to be portraying. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
It's a cool Saturday evening. You're at home, getting ready to watch the big game on SuperSport. It's the Box versus the All Blacks. It's Manchester United up against Liverpool. And the Formula One qualifiers are on. The snacks are almost ready. The ice cold beers are in the fridge. And the match build-up is on the big screen TV. 2 minutes before it starts, and you're just settling into the couch. You take a sip of your beverage with the anticipation mounting. You've waited your whole week for this. 1 minute left. And it's lights out and away we go. ESCOM! Unannounced load shedding. You're surrounded in darkness, and for those of us with no backup power options, you sip and seethe in the darkness, waiting for the lights to come back on again. For residents of South Africa, this is an all too familiar scene. And unfortunately, our historical intermittent power supply has become part of the fabric of who we are. As a result, we've been forced to get a very intimate understanding of our electricity system, with many of us taking our own measures to ensure a reliable supply of electricity to our homes. Backup solar and storage solutions are everywhere right now. They're online, in retail stores, and some people are even selling them door to door. But have you ever stopped to actually think, what exactly is inside your backup battery? I mean, sure, we all know it's a plug and play box that we pay our electrician to make sure that works properly. But how does it actually work? What is exactly inside this box? I started asking these questions around 12 years ago, when I started work as a bright-eyed and bushy-tailed energy analyst, fresh out of university and completely clueless about most things. One thing that maybe was not so well known at the time was this concept of large format lithium-ion battery energy storage systems. I know, it's a mouthful. But we're all familiar with them. They're in your phones and in your laptops, although they're a lot smaller than what you find in your residential backup systems or even electric vehicles. Something actually very interesting that few people are aware of is that one of the first electric vehicles was actually built here in South Africa. It was called a Joule, and it was demonstrated in 2008 to places all over the world. Unfortunately, it was a bit too far ahead of its time, and it didn't gain much traction. So it was mothballed at the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University, where it was first developed. Fast forward a few years to 2013, and this was around the time when Tesla's Model S fully electric vehicle was just gaining popularity in overseas markets. And this concept of a large format lithium-ion batteries was becoming more relevant. The problem was that it was still very expensive to make, and it came with a lot of safety concerns, as with any new technology. Although at the time, all I remember thinking was, this was the future. For an aspiring chemist, the thought of understanding the chemistry inside the boxes, that for me was quite fascinating. So lithium-ion batteries, like those you might find in your home, is made up of battery cells, exactly the same as in your cell phone and in your laptops. These cells, as the name suggests, are the smallest part of the system. And connecting many cells together make up a battery module. Many battery modules make up a pack, and connecting these packs can be built up even further into battery containers. And these can essentially be used to power anything. It's a lot like putting together Lego pieces. For me, the interesting part comes specifically from the materials inside the cell. how these materials are made, what the toxicity is, safety, hazards, reliability, and how the material can be recycled after its use. But of course, this type of work can only be done in a laboratory. So, much like a mad scientist, I made it my goal to do just that. I wish I could tell you that after 12 years, I'd reached my goal and the story ended happily and I ended up playing with the elements in the lab. But unfortunately, at the beginning of last year, I had 4 failed attempts at getting into a fully functional testing lab. And I was nowhere closer to my goal compared to back in 2013. Perhaps like the jewel, I was maybe a little bit too ahead of my time. So last year, I had to take a step back from the narrow path I created for myself and reassess the situation. I realized I actually had to step out of the box that I had studied for so long and step into my own box and ask myself some questions. Should I continue on this crazy mad scientist path? Or should I be evasive and try something new with all this knowledge I gained over the years? I'm afraid I don't have the answers to all those questions, and I'm still percolating in my box. One thing is for sure though, one thing I've learned is that time spent looking inside is definitely not time wasted. Thank you. Microphone is dangerous. Talisha, wow, you definitely carry a big brain on your head. Like I would come here and meet such interesting people, which I would never working for a safari lodge. So thank you. Keep dreaming, because essentially that's how things are going to be made. Like keep attempting, keep attempting. I mean, Isaac Newton, he literally thought no one was paying attention to his calculus, and look where we are now. So don't give up. Now we have Paul, who will be evaluating. Julia, you can see you both getting very ready and prepped. Experience, yeah, put on that lippy, there we go. Paul, please go ahead and explain Julia's speech.
Hello, Toastmasters. I will evaluate Julia. And with my evaluation, I won't be evasive. I will go straight to the point at this point. So what are we evaluating tonight is a speech about effective and public relations strategy for a group, and also share some aspects about our public relations strategy. Now, I think we had already an introduction. Maybe that's part of that whole journey that we want to take the whole crowd here to Zimbabwe. I don't know if that's the whole part of your strategy, but we're looking forward to your speech. Thank you.
I'm Julia. Julia in Africa. And my strategy is about my company. My company is called Julia in Africa. And my public strategy is, the result of my public strategy is to involve people to travel and experience South Africa. Lost in Africa? Not on my watch. Have you ever felt completely lost, unsure of where to go next? Overwhelmed by choices, or just wishing for a sign that says, this is the right path? Have you? Now imagine feeling this about South Africa. Vast landscapes, endless possibilities, and a whole new world waiting to be discovered. It sounds thrilling, but also a little daunting. Picture this. A German family lands in Africa, wide-eyed and ready for adventure. They've imagined safaris, the sky filled of stars at night, and their first bite of Bauerwurst, fresh off the grind. But Africa is not just about places you go. It's about the way you experience them. With Julia in Africa, they don't just see the big fire. They feel the rhythm of the wild. They just don't check into a lodge. They find a home. With laughter around the fire and stories that turn into lifelong memories. Because here's the thing. We don't sell trips. We create Africa moments you will be telling for years. The big grin and the happy heart. So, this is an official song. So, no, breathe this in. Breathe this so in. I think it's important. Breathe this in. So, how do we tell the world about this? At the World Travel Market in Cape Town, 9th to 11th of April 2025, we are not just showing up. We are showing why Julia in Africa is the goal for meaningful, unforgettable travel. Our 5-point strategy: simple, strong, smart. 1. Personal touch, always. Africa is personal to me, and so is travel. That's why we tell real stories. No marketing flush, just Julia energy. Second, content that sticks. We share authentic moments, funny safari bloopers, first time lion sightings, and sunsets so stunning you feel them in your soul. 3, the right partnerships. We team up with family-run lodges, travel agencies, and tour operators who share our passion for deep, meaningful travel. 4, speaking to the right travelers. Families, solo women, travelers, adventure seekers, people who want to have more than just sightseeing. 5, a stand that feels like Africa. No boring white walls. Our booth is alive, warm, vibrant, and very much color. The big finish. Why it works. Look, this isn't just a PR strategy, it's a movement. We are not selling vacations, we are embracing the way people love to experience Africa. So let me ask you, would you rather book a trip or live an adventure? That is why Julia in Africa exists. Not just to plan journeys, but to create experiences that make people say, wow, this was one of the best holidays ever. Can you feel it? Yes. Okay, good. And it's that German family. At the end of their trip, they're sitting by the fire, watching the last sunset. Flipping burgers like locals, and already planning to come back. Because lost in Africa, not on my watch. With the right guidance, no one stays lost. They just find more than they ever expected. That's why our PR strategy works. It's not just about reaching people, it's about connecting them to experience that speaks to their hearts. The result? Meaningful relationships, unforgettable moments, and a growing community of travelers who trust Julia enough to lead them on adventures that go beyond sightseeing. And that's why other operators choose us too. At the World Travel Market, we are not just standing out for the experience we offer, we are also building strong partnerships that help grow our business, connect us with the right people who share our values and passion for meaningful travel. Julia in Africa, where your adventure begins. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow members and guests.
Thank you, Julia. To be honest, I think you can convince me to do anything.
Are you coming?
I mean, at this point, yes. Like, how can I not? So I was even upset that you didn't invite us to your wedding. You just give me so much FOMO, to be honest. So thank you. What a great speech. And I now know Ngama needs to follow Julia in Africa. Competition right here in the room. Next, we have Andrea, who will be evaluating Claire, who is online. Claire, this is probably her thousands of speech. She has basically mastered them all, and a great person and a mentor, and someone great to compete with. But Andrea, please can you come up and explain Claire's speech to the camera?
Thanks very much, Michaela. I have been very evasive in choosing a different role other than evaluating, so I will try and do something different next time. But I am very excited when I heard that it was Julia that I'm evaluating. I've been at Toastmasters for about a year, and I've heard Julia speak several times, and I cannot believe how much Claire, sorry Claire, and how much you've actually improved over the time that I've heard you speak. I particularly loved your last speech. I thought it was absolutely incredible, and I am excited to hear you speak tonight. I haven't spoken to you about what it is that you want me to evaluate on, so I'm just going to evaluate everything and come up with something to try and help you through this and to improve moving forward. But I also want to say that I do enjoy seeing you online, not only because of your positivity, but you're always smiling. So thanks for that, and I look forward to hearing you, Claire. All the best.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Claire. Claire, are you ready for your speech? We got the speech timer. Can you see it on your side?
Yes.
Can you hear us? We
Yes,
can hear
I
you.
can. Excellent.
It's quite sunny where you are.
It's a lovely light because there's no load shedding.
Full circle, full circle. All right, Claire, are you ready? Claire's dream of life. Take it away.
Are you living your dream life? For those of you who aren't, what would it take for you to start doing something about that? Would it be losing your job, losing your home, losing your marriage, or some other catastrophe? Fellow Toastmasters and guests, seems I'm a bit of a slow learner in life, and it took wiping out just about everything in my life to get my attention. You see, most of you will remember exactly where you were when you heard that planes had flown into the World Trade Towers. I can still remember exactly what happened after that moment. Well, I had my own Canon 911 on the 11th of September, but only 11 years later. when in less than 20 hours, I was reduced from 7 roles in life to only daughter and friend. Employee, wife, mother, sister, aunt, those were all gone. As I surveyed the wreckage that remained of my life, I saw a little glint, the faintest of little life and light and hope. And I thought, what if I'd lost my job first? And then we'd had to move because we lived where I worked on the beautiful farm in Franschhoek. Then we would have moved. And then if I'd lost my marriage, then I'd have to move again. So I could say that it's a blessing that everything happened at the same time because it forced me to embrace my new freedom and create a new life. Which sounds fantastic, doesn't it? But what if you don't know who you are? You don't know where you want to live. And you don't know what your dream looks like. You see, I'd always put my friends, my family, everybody before myself. And so I had no idea what I wanted. So I thought, well, let's just start simply. What would I like to have time to do? Because all I'd done was work. I'd always waited for the perfect moment, the perfect job, having enough money. But you know, those perfect moments never came. I realized I'd wasted a great opportunity. We lived in the UK. We could have, with a very small cost, we could have visited Scotland or Northern Ireland or some European city. But instead, all I did was work 7 days a week. So with this newfound freedom that was thrust upon me to create a new life, whether I wanted it or not, I learned that we just need to weave our dream life into the everyday tasks that we do. Even if it's in the tiniest of ways. What would I like to do? I'd like to camp more. I'd like to go camping in South Africa. I hadn't done that. I'd like to go hiking more. When I was 13, I watched the MotoGP, the 500 and 750cc motorbike races, and I was like, I want a bike. I love reading and I love learning. I want to do more of that. I love helping people. I want to use my skills, my talents, my knowledge, my experience, and my expertise to help people in different ways, to create a job or an occupation or a career or whatever you want to call it that encompasses all of that. And so I began with weaving that into my life. I didn't know where I was going to live. I went and lived with my parents for a bit. And then I realized I had missed out on 15 years with them. So I capitalized on spending quality time with my parents as well. Up until last year when mom passed. But I still have dad who's 94. Where could you weave your dream life into your everyday? So for me, technically, I'm living my dream life. I get to spend a lot of time with other dogs, including my own dog, because I love dogs. I get to ride Meerkat whenever I want. Well, when the wind isn't blowing you off the road. I get to read and learn and help people all around the world. I get to do what my dream life is, and I'm doing it now. Don't wait for the perfect time, the perfect job, the perfect relationship, the perfect house, the perfect moment, because we don't know how many of those we have. So weave that beautiful life, that dream life, those experiences, those things you want into every day, even if it is just something small, and be grateful for that. And the more gratitude, the more we feel it. Don't wait. Embrace your dream life starting tomorrow. Who's with me? Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Claire. Every time you do a speech, you just remind me so much of what I'm not doing and what I should do, like pausing. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And they actually say that the number one regret when people are on their deathbed is actually not living the life that they wanted to live rather than living the life they thought everyone wanted to put them in this box. Also, podcast ideas, let's be honest. All right. So now we are back to the times. Christina, are you ready? Yes. Cool. As on time as per usual. Please come ahead and give us our timekeeper's report.
Hello everyone, I'm back with the timekeeper's report. So Anthony, well done on 5 minutes and 5 seconds. So very well done to be on time. Talisha, exactly 7 minutes. So you nailed it. Well done. Then we have Julia, a little bit over time, but not too much. 7 minutes, 14 seconds. So still okay, I guess. And Claire, perfect timing with 6 minutes, 44 seconds. Thank you.
I think it's going to be a tough one for the evaluators. The speech has been really good tonight. But now we have the best speaker voting. So are you going to put that on the screen? Cool. So just pop out your phones and scan the QR code and then vote for your best speaker that we all.
Okay, back to the drawing board. I hope you all enjoyed this very good dinner we had. And I think the first part of our evening was absolutely stunning already. Our charming Mrs. Toastmaster, the interesting speeches. And now we are coming to the second part, which always entails, I think, one of the fun moments of the evening, and that is when we have table topics. Besides, you're going to hear evaluations and different role players will come forward and tell what they have discovered. I wish you a second beautiful part, and I would like to hand over to our most charming, competent, and what was the word? Magical, and the word of today?
Non-evasive.
Non-evasive. Toastmaster. Good.
Alrighty, and we're back. This is the scariest, sometimes people may think, but actually is the most fun, where you can literally just be yourself. You can make it up. You can attach it to something that means meaning, but table topics. Julia, are you ready to come and start? And what are we doing today? Are we pulling out of a hat? Dun, 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 dun. Don't leave anyone more anticipated. Come on.
Hello and welcome to Table Topics. I'm very curious and excited to hear all impromptu speeches from everyone who lift up their hand and says, yes, I'm jumping in the water and I want to enlighten everyone who is in the room with a short, sweet, and exciting speech. You have 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes, to answer to some of my topics I will offer to you. And I love to call on this moment the first person who actually lifted up the hand and said, yes, I love to be brave and I love to test and showcase how amazing I'm speaking impromptu. And this person is, to the theme of dreams are made of this, Richard. Are you ready, Richard?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought I'd talk about dreams are made of this.
She thought the theme was dreams of That's why I was waiting.
Richard. Once upon a time, a child dreamed big. Maybe they wanted to be a superhero, or perhaps a famous chef. What about you? What childhood dream still lives in your heart?
I was about 8 or 9 years old, and TV had just started in South Africa. And I used to walk up to the hospital where my mom worked. On the top floor, there was a TV screen. About 30 people used to watch. On a Saturday evening, there was The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which was a spy story. And I loved this show. I noticed that only 1 or 2 people are nodding their heads. I look really young. It was a fabulous show. And I loved Ilya Kuryakin and Napoleon Solo. And I remember those shows like yesterday. And I wanted to be somebody who was smart, who carried a gun, who knew all the evasive moves, and who could be able to get the bad guys and nail them down and save the world. And that was my dream. And then as I grew up, I found that I just loved reading about this whole genre of what it is to find out things that are hard to find out about. And I've enjoyed it ever since. And one of the most fantastic things I found from my reading, which is living out my dream as well, because I read a lot, was that one of the communists that were caught in the UK, Kim Philby, was recruited by a guy called Arnold Deutsch. And his cousin, interestingly enough, was an entrepreneur, German entrepreneur in England, and he started the Odeon Cinema. If any of you from the UK all know about the Odeon Cinema, the Odeon Cinema was actually an acronym for his name. Oscar Deutsch entertains our nation. And that is a little morsel that I found through my reading and my interest in espionage. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Richard. That was very enlightening. I hope the next person is ready for the next impromptu speech. And I want to have many impromptu speeches. That is why I'm speaking now a little bit quicker. Gunther, you must come and really oblige us with an impromptu speech. Imagine that your dream is like a magic door. And all you have to do is open it. If you had a day to step through that door, what would it be on the other side?
That's really interesting. I can't say it's something I've given a lot of thought to. But it's also, it's funny, as Richard was speaking, how your dreams change over time. When I was younger, I always wanted to be a chef. And I remember going for a couple of chef lessons, and then I made my parents some of the food I cooked, and they said, no, I don't quite think so. But even if I think about at university, if you asked me what the magic door was, it probably would have been to be, you know, cool. On the other side of the magic door would have been to be cool, to be the loudest guy at the party. But now, as I've gotten older and I've matured, on the other side of the door would actually be family and like a romantic partner or a wife. I still have personal ambitions and career, but as you get older, I kind of feel like that changes, and I've definitely grown into the magic door, not just having dollar signs on the other side of it, but having more meaning. So that would be what's on the other side of my magic door.
Thank you, Gunther. Please enlighten me. Emilia. Is Emilia here?
No, she was going to be online, but she's not here.
Okay. So, Okay. I got a couple of other names on my list, and few of those I have listening to, but I don't see any one of the new guests. So I like to call in the room, first of all, of those who said they want to speak, or those who actually have not spoken. And I changed what I said again. I just actually like to call on someone. Or let me ask this, who thinks has the strongest heartbeat right now? Can I call?
Come up and say.
Yes, because I like the idea to get
Thank you, Julia, Madam Table Topics Master. So thank you for having me here tonight, and just to talk to your theme, what are dreams made of? Dreams are made of eating elephants. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That was the speech I gave at my Toastmaster meeting before I came, and I get quite emotional when I talk about it, because painting is from the heart. And when I take on this project, at the Peninsula at the moment, I'm creating original artwork for the Emeralds. 80 artworks in 4 weeks. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? My fear is not that I can't paint, that I can't create this artwork. I can create that artwork, but it's the mindset. It's breaking it up into small bits at a time. And that is what our dreams are made of. Dreams aren't given to you on a plate, but they're not handed to you. Your dreams are made of your elephants. And you conquer them by eating your elephants, breaking them up. So thank you. I had to share that, that just landed, and oh my goodness, I always get emotional. So clearly, I still need to be coming to Toastmasters after all these years. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I've never heard of eating an elephant just one step at a time. That is actually very, very beautiful. Thank you for sharing and getting here and sharing this with us. Thank you, Andrew. I love to. Justine just told me something. Eugene, are you ready?
Uh-oh, I am, yes.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Success is often portrayed as a golden trophy and the end of a race. But what does success look like for you? And how does it relate to your dreams? Eugene, please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Julia. So, like you said, many people view success as the end of the race, but what success looks like to me is, I would say, constantly closing that gap um, between where I want to be and where I stand currently. What happens most of the time is every time we want something, um, we keep we sort of hold ourselves in anticipation of that, right? We're stuck aspiring to something. But what I enjoy is success looks like to me is enjoying the journey towards what I aspire to, and then getting there, and then something else unfolding uh, in front of me. So every time I reach a new goal, something new appears in front of me that I want to aspire to, and then that constantly closing that gap, and then doing it consistently, and then enjoying the journey to it, and then not waiting to get to the finish line before I feel successful is what success is like to me. It's the fun of the journey and just driving myself to just enjoy closing the gap between every time I find myself aspiring to a certain point. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Eugene. I get that sometimes the path is the goal. Thank you so much. I'd like to call into the room. Anyone else who likes to speak? Yes, I got you, Bill, and I got you, Paul, and I think we got the time to do many more. And I start with Paul. Okay.
That was overlooking you. Okay,
Madam,
good.
table topic, yeah.
Table topic. I'm listening.
Are you ready?
No, more than ready.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
I think I got the right question for you. No fairy tale is without dragons. So when it comes to our dreams, what role do obstacles play? Are they the villains in our story? Villains? Or do they help us grow?
Thank you, Madam. Table topics. I love obstacles. I love to fall down, but not backwards, forwards, and to raise up again. I'm here today because all the mistakes that I made in my life, and I tell you, I made a lot of mistakes, but I'm glad I made those mistakes because I took on different companies. Some of them collapsed, but some of them are flourishing. And it's a risk that you take in your life. You can't grow without taking risk. A lot of people are not growing because they don't take any risk in their life. You know where the most talent is? Where the gold mines are? It's not in South Africa. It's everywhere in the graveyard. Everywhere in the graveyard, you will find people who got talent and never express their talent and never express their ability to grow because of fear. And what is fear? It's false evidence appearing real. It's something that other people will tell you and will blame you. You lost your money, you lost this. But imagine tomorrow you start your company and you lose everything. They can't take your life. They will take your house, they will take your car, and so what? Start again. So myself, I love obstacles because it stretches you. You have to imagine. Yeah, sometimes at night I'm awake because you've got a few hundred people that you have to feed and you're awake about all those emotions that you have. But let not the emotions burn you. Let them grow you. And I love life with all the challenges. I love really the obstacles. And if it was a smooth ride, would not be for me. You can't climb a smooth mountain. There must be hills and valleys. Otherwise, you're just sliding down. So, once again, don't have fear. embrace your challenges, and live your life to the fullest. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul, for sharing your insights of your life lessons you have learned. And I got a couple out of this, from the graveyard to the climbing mountains to failure. And what I love most is you can lose everything, but no one can take you the story and the feeling of the success you had in between, what makes you a very strong character. Thank you so much, Paul, for sharing your insights. Bill, you have to hang in there a little bit. No, Bill. Hang in there a little bit. I like to do something with you special. I have a special task. I like to ask Christina to speak. I'm the timekeeper. Yes, and on the list. You're on my list. Christina is on my list. And I actually love to challenge you as well.
But yeah, okay.
I'll be your timer.
Okay.
Hello. I like this. It's actually, I think, a very nice thing to actually shake. Said, hello, welcome, your stage is yours. We learned this from you, Bill, actually. You remember?
I do.
You actually said this once, and since then it's in me. So, welcome, Christina. Thank you. Let me see what I got. Are you ready to imagine something?
Yes.
Okay, now I wonder why I can't really see what I'm doing. Some dreams come to us like a gentle breeze, but others hit us like a lightning bolt, changing everything. Have you ever had a dream that shifted your whole perspective? Please.
Thank you. I think I'm not the right person to talk about dreams because I'm not a big dreamer. I'm a realist. So I would consider my dream to be maybe a challenge or a goal and then try to achieve that goal. So dreams are not really for me, but when it comes to imagining a nice dream, it's very difficult for me to imagine something better than my life right now. So I think I do live my dream life. I live in the place where I want to live. I live with the persons around me who I want to live with. And I'm in a very, very good place, and I appreciate my life for what it is, because I think I can appreciate so much because there was a time in my life when I wasn't in a good place and I wasn't in my dream life. But as I am a realist, I made this my goal to achieve my dream life. And as Claire told us in her speech earlier, to say you can change small little steps at a time and intervene small things into your present life to make it better and make it come closer to your dream life. So that's, I think, what I have accomplished well. And that's why I cannot really talk about any big dreams right now. I'm running to Oceans next week and then Comrades in 3 months. So that is maybe a dream. I had a dream once that I overtook Gerda Stein on the finish line of the Oceans. I do remember that dream. But I knew while I was dreaming that this is a dream. I knew it wasn't really me. But that would be a dream. But I'm sure, as I said, I'm a realist. I know I'm not going to achieve this, but I still get over the finish line and get my medal. So that's what my dream's like. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina, very much. And as I know you privately, you definitely put something into reality. I think we can call Christina a multi-company entrepreneur, founder, running so many successful businesses. And I'm very happy to say that we are planning actually something together. So I'm very excited to be the dreamist with the realist. Thank you so much. No, give me 2 more. I like to call a newbie, please. Who loves to be excited? What is with Robin? No, it's fine. Well, it's okay. I actually love to hear you all three. Because you want to get up, right? You just want me to say one more sentence that you get up, right? I can feel it. Or you know you 3, 2, 1. Okay. Next time. What is with you? No, it's fine. Look, I'm very convincing usually, and I don't let people very easy off the hook. But I am here to be an active listener, and I try to train myself to let people live their life sometimes. So it's fine. But thank you so much for considering it. Hey, thank you so much for saying yes to my invitation.
Oh, thank you.
This just seems too easy for
I hate this.
The anticipation.
Okay, let me challenge this on you. I think that's a good question for you.
Be nice.
They say the sky is the limit. But is this true? Are there limits to what we can achieve, or can anyone chase their wildest dreams? Do you believe that everyone is capable of achieving their wildest dreams, or some dreams just out of reach? Please.
When I was here in Cape Town the first time in 2013, a dream came to me that I wanted to travel for 2 years. So I came back. I could see there was 2 years until my daughter would graduate and move out. So I sold my house and my car and my furniture and my wife. And then I started traveling in July 2016. And what I thought would be 2 years ended up being 9 years so far. And I feel I've only just started. And that is something many of my friends did not understand, but because why don't I work and make a lot of money and get a better car and a bigger house? But that was not my dream. It was my dream to see the world and see as much as I could of the world. And that was a dream that most of my friends did not understand. But I reached for that dream, and here I am. I'm still traveling and I'm still loving it, and especially now that I'm back in Cape Town. So far, 127 countries, but Cape Town is my favorite place on the planet. The only place I could see myself staying apart from Denmark or Greenland. But I really love traveling, and I love meeting people all over the world, and that is a dream that is achievable to most people if we put our minds to it.
I think this was the perfect example for no, there is no limit in the sky. Did I get this right, Paul?
Yeah.
How do you say your name correctly?
Paul.
Paul. Palle.
Yeah, like the wooden pallets without the teeth. It's easy.
Thank you so much, Palle. So, last but not least, Bill. I'm so excited to call you here to the front. I think we're living in times where you are the perfect person to answer exactly these questions, giving us an impromptu from 2 minutes, not 10 minutes, 2 minutes. And know you honor time, you honor Toastmasters, you honor humans, you honor Americans, I mean, the world.
Same thing.
World first. Thank you so much to be here, Bill. The stage is yours. Dreams don't just live inside our heads. Sometimes they spark a fire that changes the world around us. How have your dreams inspired you to take action in your community? How can dreams inspire us to make positive changes in the world or in our communities. Please, Bill.
Madam Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. My wife does a lot more of that than I do. Jerry has volunteered in rape crisis centers, in doing homeopathic clinics in Haiti, in Ghana, Botswana, Eswatini, spending months at a time helping people who, and she's learned so much from it. For me, I've always been closer to home. This is my place. I love Toastmasters. I can't tell you how many people I've watched be from this person to all of a sudden being in a speech contest or speaking professionally. And it's all because of here. I've been doing this for 30 years now. And I'll tell you right now, we all join for the same reason. We join for me. We join for ourselves, whatever it is that we came for. Maybe it was that you had to do a best man speech, or you're going to have to do your wedding speech, like Anthony's going to do. Or maybe it's because your boss said you should come in, because you're a little light on your feet in terms of being able to communicate with maybe clients or even your coworkers. But you stay here for everyone else. And that's where the difference comes in. There's a point where first the lights come on for everybody, and they realize it's not that difficult, and someday we will get everyone up in this room to speak. But the reality is it takes a little while, and it depends on what you came from, what your background was, where you are, what your fears are inside. And to me, that's why we're here. We're here to help each one of those people that comes through that door. And that's what I love about this organization. That's what I love about being involved with it. I'm a member of 2 clubs, and I'm also a mentor right now for 91. I go to a lot of meetings because I still get a lot out of it, but I hope I'm also sharing with other people.
Thank you, Bill, for wrapping up with your impromptu speech what needed to be said to the end of table topics and coming closely to the end of this meeting. Thank you, of course, to Jerry for making the difference in the community as well. Thank you. And saying this, I'm closing my job for today. I get evaluated by Sally if I'm active listening to everyone else who said something. I say good night. Thank you so much, and see you next time. And hopefully on my team, please just let me know. I open a WhatsApp group, and then it's a white sheet right now. Okay, no one has to travel to Zimbabwe. But you can come to Zimbabwe with us if you like to. I just want to wrap this up. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Julia. That was entertaining as always. And well done to everyone doing table topics. It's not that scary after all. Next, we have the timekeepers report that will just go over... Oh, no, sorry, joking, we're not. We're going to evaluations. Eugene, are you ready?
I am, yes.
Awesome. Okay, Eugene will be evaluating Anthony's first speech, which was an icebreaker. So go ahead, take it away.
Thank you. Anthony, it's my pleasure to evaluate your icebreaker speech from Elgin with Love. I thought you took us on a journey that allowed us to really get to know you as a person and as an entrepreneur and as a soon-to-be groom. And I love that from the start you engaged the audience and showed us your humor. I thought it really connected you with the audience and made your speech very engaging. And I also loved how you use little stories throughout your speech. The stories about your proposal in Bali, the mistake that the hotel made, and then even just the fact that you joined this club to prepare for your wedding speech. I thought it created that a nice emotional connection, which I thought it's a wonderful motivation for joining a club. I thought your content was also very well structured. Every sentence in that speech, I think, earned its place because you took us from through stories about your hometown, about your childhood, and you also talked about your business background and your hobbies, and even made analogies about what type of food you are. and and yeah, I think even the most important part of that was that bit about the motivation for joining Toastmasters and preparing for your wedding vows. It made your speech very efficient and got us to really know you, not just who you are, but what you're about and what type of what you're looking to achieve with Toastmasters. In terms of areas for improvement, I noticed you were swaying a bit during your speech, and you also had one hand in your pocket. So I thought that reduced the impact of your presence a bit and limited the way you could have used your hands and your body language more effectively. I also noticed you had your notes. Yeah, I still haven't given a speech without notes yet, but what I've recently learned is using cards rather than the phone. So using a card rather than reading from the phone somehow makes a difference and makes it a lot more effective. So you can move your hands around a bit more. And I also thought some key moments in your story could have used a vocal variety. So some important points in your story, like when your fiance said yes, I thought that was a dramatic moment that you could have highlighted. So maybe using pauses and then giving us that. I think that was a peak moment. It was like a climax to the story you're telling when she said yes. So maybe giving us that effect rather than having it just be part of a sentence. I thought you could have highlighted that a bit more to have a bigger effect on us. And so yeah, I thought overall you should probably practice strategic pauses, changing your volume, and using vocal variety. But in summary, I thought your icebreaker was exceptional. You used a lot of humor, a lot of storytelling, and it really gave us a wonderful introduction to who you are. And I loved your use of idioms like sea legs. It added a lot of color to your speech. And yeah, I just, as you described, the reason for joining Toastmasters being to prepare for your wedding vows. I have no doubt that once you go through the program and give more speeches, you'll be able to refine your technique and deliver a speech that will make your partner proud. And congrats on finding your Toastmasters sea legs so quickly. Thank you.
Thank you, Eugene. That is a great evaluation. You've also come leaps and bounds and very well written speech, so keep up with that because that is a tricky part. Next, we have Sean to come and read the evaluation for Talisha. Come on up, Sean, and good luck because Talisha's speeches are hard to evaluate.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So, Talisha, your opening of that speech was absolutely brilliant because you firstly entertained it, you took us into sport. And, I like rugby and I like Formula One and, I was suddenly captivated by what you were saying. And then the lights went out. And I'm going, hey, I've got a right here. Out comes the torch. I'm sitting there going, what's going on here? Did it really go out? Then the lights came back on. So that was great interaction. That's really great audience interaction. And then you went into more of an education about electricity. So the things that were it was what I thought about when you were telling us about the electricity is that how often we take it for granted until we don't have it. And I'm scurrying for my torch. I'm going okay, let me hold my torch with one and my pen with the other. Then you went and told us about large format lithium-ion batteries. And what I found was informative about your talk, because audience engagement is an important aspect of it, is you mentioned the dual electric car being the first electric car in South Africa, and I went, wow, I didn't know we made the first electric car. So that kind of kept me going into this, and I was going, I wonder where were you heading with this? And then it was, you then went on to linking it to your job. So for me, then I went, okay, this is a golden thread here. It's electricity, you're an engineer, it's all about the electricity and the sophistication of that. And then there was nice motion of stepping outside the box to show that you're prepared to stretch yourself. So then I got this thing where, okay, this is about you and your work where you've got to challenge yourself and failure becomes part of your job. and you're feeling better. And that was part of the theme that I got from you. And then, so you said time spent looking inside is not wasted. And so that kind of made me think about what Edison said. He said, there were 10,000, they asked him, why did he fail at making the light bulb? He said, no, there were just 10,000 times that I didn't make a light bulb. On the 10,001 I did. So I know you wanted to use key cards, and I could see that it flowed a lot more when you didn't look down at the key cards, because that audience engagement is critical, is to keep that eye all the time. And I know that we spoke about it, and you would have been fine without the key cards. You would have been dead fine. So then I just got a couple of things that I would look to. So there was good hand gestures, good eye contact was made with the audience. If I was to just make you just some things, is your hand gestures were good like this, but if you expand your hands more, it brings the audience into you. So use your hands even wider if you can. Julia does it very well. She links, so you almost like got to make yourself bigger to the audience, where you just keep it tight, but the hand gestures were there. Okay, so I would do a bit more pacing. So what you do is you rock a bit. Okay, so if you use the stage, this is your stage. So I would rather pace than rock, because rocking looks a little, you could pace more, and then try and modulate your voice more, because I suppose you've got a softish voice, and I've got this loud booming voice by my nature. So what you need to then do is find a way to pace your voice. So when the lights went out, or you're watching the game of rugby and saying, and the lights went out, and then you can go back to modulating. So that's something where you could use it, and then you could pause a bit more. Use that pause. And see. Yeah, that was perfect. And yeah, you kept me captivated, interested from the get-go. I loved your speech. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sean. Some great notes, as always. And Lisha, I'm the exact same. Key cards. You think you need them, but you don't. You know what you're talking about. You're in it. So yeah, keep an eye on. Next, we have Paul, who will be evaluating Julia. Please come in here, Paul.
Lost in Africa, not on my watch. I'm sure we won't be lost with you. I was really impressed with the introductions. You grab our attention, a big smile, big gestures, result strategy, and then also you start with good humor. And a good gesture, first Boerewors bite, like that. Boerewors is famous, well, you're German and Belgium for South Africa, so I think you put it in the right spot, the Boerewors. Well described vividly, we don't sell trips, we are creating a memory. And I think, that catch, in fact, the whole speech is about, we don't sell the trips, but we are selling the memories, or we're creating a memory. You can see it through the whole speech. Very good body language. I like the natural flow. Like this, you're on the stage. You're jumping from left to right, and then going to the camera, forwards and backwards. I think it's very well done. And also, I would say gracious with your body. Smooth and gracious, not too hard, but smooth and gracious. Very good. Also, you use the bullet points quite effectively. You had 5 points, but I could only find 4, so there was one missing. Simple, strong, smooth, and personal touch. What's number 5?
Yeah.
No, don't worry. I could only write down 4. Number 5 was missing. Just between us. Tell it after. A clear call for action with a good question. Rather book a trip or adventure? I like the question, because now you call to action to the audience to say, listen, here's my form. You need to sign in, and I think I like it.
Number 5 was about the stand, and it's with white boards.
Okay.
And it's colorful, vibrant.
Excellent. I like also the sales pitch. Julia in Africa. Sounds great to me, no, guys? Sounds great. Julia in Africa got power. I think the purpose of your speech was to share some aspect of your public relations strategy. I think we could really find it in the speech that you want to sell your stuff and you're gonna sell your stuff. Where I think you might improve, it's your business, and you should be able to talk without paper. It's something that you see. It's a script that was written, but you need to have the script in you the whole time. When you go, you need to tell it without looking at your notes. So that was something that I really felt that you could improve, not taking any notes up to the front. And one thing I didn't grasp is the right partnership. I didn't really, it came a few times, but I didn't feel it in the whole speech where it was. But overall, very well structured. Described vividly, a good vocal variety, and clear call for action. Subscribe with Julia for Africa.
Thank you very much, Paul. I can tell you're a strong leader. You listen really attentively, so thank you for that. Julia, you keep convincing whatever speech, so I'm ready for Africa. Andrea, are you ready to evaluate Claire's speech?
Don't wait. Embrace your dream life now. Wow, Claire's dream life. Claire, you had a powerful message to weave your dream life into every little task that you do. This was very clear throughout your speech. You opened up with a question which engages the audience, and you really gave us the time to marinate what it is that you were saying in the question that you were asking. You also found common ground with all of us, again, bringing all the audience together by bringing the example of 9/11. You took us right to a moment in time, which is pretty powerful. Your gestures, your vocal variety, little fingers that you use to describe something, wiping out the attention. I really enjoyed your gestures. I would suggest that when you get to the meaty part of your speech, to perhaps tell a little bit more of a story to keep people engaged. You spoke about working so hard. Many of us do, and we don't stop to smell the flowers sometimes. We miss all those beautiful moments. All of us, we're all guilty of that. And I think just taking the time to stop and smell the flowers sometimes will improve our life. We are all waiting for the perfect moment, perfect time, when we have more money, when we get married, when the kids are out the house. You made it very clear to us that there is no perfect time. We live in the now, we live in the present, and this is what you need to do. Grab your moment, grab your opportunity, because this is the life that you live right now. I encourage you to perhaps use a little bit more of descriptive adjectives to make your speech a little bit more powerful. When you spoke about always working, how about using something like always tirelessly working? People get to where they want to go because they know where they want to go. So perhaps share how you got to your dreams. You spoke about Meerkat. How did you get to buying Meerkat? What motivated you? What got you there? They say that the best place to start is by simply starting. And you concluded your speech by bringing it all together by saying, don't wait. Embrace your dream life. You called us all to action by telling us to start tomorrow. So I encourage everyone, let's start tomorrow. Thanks, Claire.
Well done, Claire, and thank you for a great evaluation. You've also come leaps and bounds, so thank you. Next, we have something that I have never seen before. Sally is going to be evaluating Julia on the table topics, and the intent of, I'm sure she's going to explain, like I said, I've never seen this before, so I'm very excited to see your evaluation. Thank you, Sally.
Yes. Yeah, so
this is new for me, and I'm enjoying the challenge to evaluate table topics. And the challenge tonight was to evaluate, show Julia. One of the table topics was to give back feedback, listening feedbacks each time a table topics person came up to speak. But first, I'm going to tell you what you excelled at, because we know Julia excels at one enormous thing is humor. Your humor is just electric. I love it. With table topics, your questions to me were descriptive questions. They were quite easy to answer in a way because they were storytelling questions. So they weren't like cryptic, and they weren't, which I thought were really lovely, especially for the evening of the topic of being about dreams. They were just wonderful, and they allowed a storytelling essence to come through. And you almost got to know each person through your table topics questions, which I thought was really lovely. Even though they were humorous, they still they weren't off the wall so much or dull. They were great. I love the way that you kept your enthusiasm and your energy up the whole time, because sometimes when I've seen table topics, they sort of wane the more they come up, the questions get. But I think give yourself a 10 out of 10. You also made people feel at home. When you're up, you're very encouraging. You're a home away from home kind of person. You just have that essence. And without being too evasive or convincing. I know you tried, but you pulled back and you settled in again. What I think you could work on, as I was here to evaluate, the key thing was to listening, which I know as someone who loves to talk a lot too fast. We need to learn to breathe and listen. You definitely warmed up. Your first few were like tuk, 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 and then the next few were like you did the listening thing and you gave feedback and you gave points. So you definitely warmed up. And I think the thing to remember is for us enthusiastic speakers is to listen, to quieten down, to listen, because I'm working with two people. One is an introvert and one's an extrovert, and I can really see the one sits and listens, the other fills the space, and I've had to have them in the same room, and it's really interesting. And I see it even in Toastmasters here. Is when we calm down, when you're calmer, you listen more. Yeah, I'm always inspired by you, and I wrote here, I'd love to have seen you at your first Toastmaster meeting. I would have loved to have been there, because I think since I've known you, you've even grown, but you've always brought enthusiasm. The outfit, I know I'm going a bit off the beat now, but I think the outfit went with the whole dream storytelling questions. And someone said to me, you should dress for success. And with Julia, every time she's at a Toastmasters meeting, you stand up here well-dressed, you're in it, you are present, and I think you really did that tonight with your table topics. I challenge you to stay you, to keep dreaming, but to breathe. And I would love to be lost in Africa. Forget about the trip and all the great itineraries. Imagine being lost with you. It must be so much fun. And I also would like to say, when making memories, and when I leave, not leave Toastmasters, but when I go on to other things in life, the memory, I will always remember Julia, because she brings the enthusiasm and the connection that we're all looking for here. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally. It's really great to see that we can learn in so many different ways, the evaluation on table topics like this never. And Julia, I want to know what you were like in your 20s. Like, if you like this now, oh my goodness, I think, well, we can still be friends, but like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll leave that, we'll park that for a private conversation. Next, we have Christina, our timekeeper.
I'll start with the time for the table topics, I guess. Huh?
Yes.
So the maximum was 2 minutes. So Richard had 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Gunther, 1 minute, 9 seconds. Angela, 1 minute, 14. Eugene, 1 minute, 29. Paul, 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Myself, 1 minute 55, well timed. Kale, 1 minute 42, and Bill, 2 minutes 10 seconds. So well done on that. And then the evaluators, it was Eugene with 3 minutes 47 seconds. Then we had Sean, 4 minutes 7 seconds. Paul, 3 minutes 26. Andrea, 2 minutes 39. And last but not least, Sally with 4 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina, and for taking on 2 roles, even unexpectedly. And next, we are going to vote for our best table topic and our best evaluation. It's voting, not selfies. Everyone voted. Cool. Gabrielle, it's your time for the ums and ahs and the stutters and buffs. Please go ahead.
I would like to start with something I got from Richard when I came back to my seat. The umbrella was originally going to be called just Brella, but the inventor hesitated. I'm known for being critical, and in my critique I take too much time. I will make it very short and sweet, because I just would like to mention some names, and then I don't want to tell everybody how many times they said something. I would suggest that less will be practiced by Christina, by Eugene, by Sean, by Telisha, by Julia, by Paul, and by Sally. I would suggest that the so will be less spoken by Michaela, Christina, Eugene, Sean, Telisha, Julia, Claire, Paul, and Andrea. There are some words like actually. I would invite Telisha and Michaela to leave the actually out for something else. And the are was very, very little used. It was used by 3 people, but it's so little, it's not worth mentioning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gabrielle. I actually intended to drop that crush word, so thank you very much. Next, Anna with the grammarian report.
Thank you, Toastmasters. I was looking at some outstanding words and quotes and sayings and thoughts, and the first speech, I remember the survivor, and I thought, oh my God, hopefully I'm going to survive this evening, doing the grammarian. So Anthony, you got me onto surviving this evening. Yes, there I have it. So, Julia, I loved your Boerewors and Braai. Those are really South African themes, wonderful. And I also liked the feel the rhythm of the wild. Thought that was a great idea, a great way of explaining the situation in the bush. Claire, I loved your weaving in that word, weaving in the whole time, or very often. It's a very beautiful word. And then, Richard, I learned something from you. Oscar Deutsch entertains our nation. Odeon, I'll remember that. Well said. Then, Angela, yes, small bites at a time, one at a time. It's also something just to remember. Eugene, I liked your description of what success means to you, which is closing the gap between where I am and where I want to be. And then, of course, Paul reminding us what fear stands for. False evidence appearing real. It's such a good one. And Bill, I loved what you said. We came for me and we stay for everyone else. Beautiful, beautifully said. Then the word evasive was used a few times, once by Anthony, Talisha once, Paul once, Julia once, Andrea, Richard, Gabriella, and Sally, you all also used it once. So well done, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. And even from when you started, it's great to see your confidence come up. So well done. Recently, I was listening to a podcast and it was speaking about dreams, ironically, and then this happened. And essentially, they were speaking about dreams when you are sleeping, and they say if you live until 80, you spend 6 years of your lives dreaming. So this might not be your dreams or aspirations, but this is something that is you're actually not falling asleep deeply to, so your REM is going. So this could be something that is causing irritation, stress, anxiety, or perhaps you're dreaming of that holiday every time you close your eyes. Essentially, what the crux of that conversation was, if you don't find your way to find your own meaning, if you know it's there, it's going to keep bugging you until you find your path. If you don't follow your path, you are ultimately going to have restless nights, you're going to have stressful evenings, or perhaps you're going to stand up here and not really know what your dreams are. But deep down, if you try and linger what those conversations are for those 6 years of your life, you will find what your dream is. And I implore you to follow it no matter what people say. People think I'm a dog crazy person. And yes, I am. So there. Thank you, everyone. And I really appreciate you letting me take the stage. Very underprepared, but I think it did better than last time. Good evening.
Michaela, I called you magical. I think we're going to call you motivational Michaela now, because you were just so great. Thank you. And that little, did you just come up with that now, off the cuff?
Off the cuff.
Okay. Maybe next year you can do impromptu. Thank you so much. You really held space for us tonight and just did such an outstanding job. And how did it feel being away from your screen where you could hide?
It's very intimidating, but very empowering. But yeah, there's a lot more that I need to keep preparing on. My problem is lack of preparation.
No, but I think, like you said, when you're standing here with your notes, you kind of lose, and Sean said it in his evaluation, you kind of lose your connection with your audience. Speaking of, I'm just going to pick up my notes. Okay, so Michaela, thank you. Really lovely, very motivational. And I loved how you told us in the beginning saying,
Go ahead and do it. Now you've just told me I'm spending 6 years of my life dreaming. Sure, okay, let's start dreaming tomorrow.
Well, when you get to 80.
When I get to 80, I've got a long way to go.
I think you sleep more when you get 60. So maybe that's
Thanks, Sean. So much to look forward to. To our new role players, Eugene, who is not with us online, he had to go to another meeting, and Christina, really well done. Such beautiful timekeeper roles. I loved your introduction at the beginning. You completely made it your own. So thank you for doing that. It was really authentic. And I also loved, because I remember when I joined Toastmasters, I was completely convinced that if I was the timer, I would never have to do table topics. So when you said, but I'm the timer, I was like, yes, I know.
I remember, maybe I did sign up for it. Probably I did.
Yeah, you
Whatever,
did. You clicked yes.
Yes.
I'm like, okay.
I thought I clicked yes on the meal, but
You'll never make that mistake again. And then our speakers. Anthony, your icebreaker is done. Yay! Well done. How does it feel? You can breathe. So now you're just one step closer to that wedding speech.
Exactly. Next
Yeah.
one,
Got it.
Onwards and upwards.
Yeah, exactly. Onwards and upwards. Well done. You were really calm and confident here. Did you feel the calmness or the confidence, or was it like?
No, it was actually surprisingly calm.
Okay. Well done.
I was going to be a lot more there.
Cool. Amazing. Well done. Big. Congratulations on your first speech. And then our other speakers, Talisha, you are so engaging. I loved, even though I had to do a little stint at the back, I loved how you really got people's attention straight away before you even turned the lights off and left everyone going, oh! So well done. It was really lovely. And Julia, I think we all want to be in Africa with you, whether it's at your stand or whether it's in Africa.
Please come. It's next week.
But is it when it's the
9, 10,
division?
11. You will be there?
9, 10,
Are you having a stand as well? Okay, but the stand number? Okay, and 11 and L17.
They're just doing a little bit of business here. Okay, let's take that discussion elsewhere. But great, both of you, good luck with your stands. And then Claire, I feel like you always give us such great lessons, and thank you for reminding us to put ourselves first, because I think that is something all of us forget to do, is that we continuously put ourselves before other people, and we actually need to concentrate on putting ourselves first. So thank you for that reminder. And then all of our table topic speakers, congratulations. You were all brave and courageous, and you took the plunge and you stood here and it wasn't so bad. And I don't know where Gunther is now, but well done, because he was, oh, sorry. But he did a great job. That was his first time kind of standing up here and speaking. So well done. And then our evaluators, all of you, really outstanding job. Sally, thank you for standing here very impromptubly, like taking on the stage. Oops, there was a light. And it was great, because every single time we always have great wisdom from each and every one of our evaluators. So thank you so much for sharing. Just a little bit of house business. On the 15th of April, because that's the month we're in, I'll be running an educational. I haven't quite figured out what it is we're doing yet, but it'll definitely be a little recap on pathways. So please attend, come and learn about your pathways, how to navigate the system online. And perhaps we'll do a little educational on writing a speech. I'll find something. So please join us. It is online. And then save the date. For the 6th of May is our next meeting. The importance of making other people important. I'd like to see all of you there. And then on that note, I have my lovely form with all the roles that are available for the next meeting. And there's quite a few I'm looking for. I'm looking for lots of evaluators, please, because we've got some speakers. If you still would like to make a speech, let me know. I can pop you on. And evaluators, timer, R counter, grammarian, and table topics. So don't all shout at once, but please, before you leave, come and let me know which role you would like to take on. Those online, just pop me a message, okay? There's lots. And even for the next meeting, which is the 3rd of June. Okay. And then, before we go on to this, I just want to, I realized I did a level completion, and there was a level completion that I had printed for one of the other meetings, and the person wasn't here. So we're going to quickly do it now. I wonder if she knows who it is. Okay. I'd like to thank Michaela, motivational, magical Michaela, on completing her level 2. Yay! I'm just going to have a quick photo shoot, and then you get a sweet little ribbon to go with it.
Thank you, blessing.
I know, you can hang it up somewhere nice. Not your fridge.
What do you mean?
Somewhere nicer than your fridge.
My fridge is nice.
Thank you. Well done, Michaela. That's fine. I'm finished with that one. Okay. Sally, while you're up, please may I ask you to quickly come and just chat to everyone about our financials. As our treasurer.
Someone who trying not to be a treasurer who can't stand money. No, I love money. I love money. In Toastmasters, you're supposed to sign up for roles that make you feel uncomfortable. Money makes me feel uncomfortable. So I took on the role. And what I find fascinating is there's people that pay and people that don't pay. And then there's people like me who invoice but shyly invoice so they don't get paid. So some people have received an invoice for our annual renewal. Some people have been very clever and done self-pay. Some people have done other creative ways. But some of us have forgotten there's a 100 Rand admin fee for club admin. This has been, unlike our government, it's actually been reduced quite dramatically by us as an expo. We decided we need to reduce it to give everyone a bit of a breather. But so if you suddenly get a 100 Rand thing, it means that you're one of those that had missed it on my first initial invoicing. And the other thing I'd like to ask is when you make a payment, and it's mostly EFT, to put the meeting, even if you put it in figures, like the 4th of May, like whatever, 04, 05, 25, it's much easier for me to remember which meeting it was because I usually don't do it on the day, I do it later. So if you can just in your description, when you tell the bank or the person you're paying what you're paying for, it would be really nice to have the date of the meeting you're paying for. Because some people pay it in 2 lots, they don't pay, then they pay 2, sometimes they don't pay 3 times, they pay 3 times. So the more description you put in, make me happy. Thanks.
Thank you, Sally. Such important business. And then I just want to mention to you all that this Saturday, what is that? The 5th of April, Division B is having their contest somewhere in Cape Town, near the waterfront. Is that right, Gabrielle?
Yes.
Yeah. And they are looking for any role players, judges, timers, ballot counters, and they've asked if anyone is available. So if you are willing to help, it's in the afternoon, I think from 3 o'clock, around the waterfront area. Please let me know so I can let Carol Ann know that we've got a few people that are willing to be judges, because it really helps. It's such a big task. I'm not looking at you, I promise. It's such a big task for them to put these contests together, and when people just keep saying no, 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 it's quite demotivating. So it'd be great if we can try and offer some help. Okay, thank you.
Madam President?
Yes.
I think there is also, they need the same for the Division C one.
Is that our one?
Yes, on April 12th.
Oh, really?
So they're very short on judges. I think they still need a contest chair.
Oh, wow.
And some ballot keepers. So if anyone's interested,
okay.
Please do not come through me because I also am a contestant.
Okay.
And Michaela, do not take any role at this new one because as someone that's participating in a contest, you're not allowed to participate.
There we go. You're off the hook, Michaela. So Bill was just saying that the Division C, which is the contest that Richard and Michaela are participating in on the 11th of April. 12th of April, are looking for role players. So we're all going to be there to participate. Not quite participate, but
support.
Support. Thank you. That's the word, support. Yes, but I don't think we can all be judges because that might be a bit biased.
We are not allowed to be evaluators.
Judges?
Judges, I mean.
because you can't be in a contest as a judge. If somebody of your club did.
I think if there's more than 5 judges, that's okay, but check that out.
Okay. Gabrielle was just wondering if, as
Well, if we could
people
take 5
in-
judges from here.
yeah, we can't really have 5 judges from this club because that would be a bit biased. Okay. And now I'd like to check in with our lovely guests. I'm going to start with Takalani. You're online. Thank you for still being with us. I really appreciate seeing you still. Would you like to please share with us what is your takeaway from this evening?
No, there's a number of learnings. I think, yes, there's more to delivering a speech than just talking. I've picked up the dynamism, the presence, the variation of the voices. Yeah, just listening and observing. I did pick up a lot of lessons from there. The issue of also pacing yourself, the pauses and all of those. Yeah, it was interesting, especially getting the feedback from those who were doing the evaluation, the things that make an effective speech. I think those were the important things that some of the important things that I learned. But I'm sure there's a lot that I'll learn as I participate in other meetings. Yes, and I'm glad you, the 2 ladies, were trying to push me to take one of the topics, and I'm thankful that no one chose me. Thank you so much.
Takalani, thank you so much. I really appreciate your feedback. I think you did some wonderful active listening there because you gave me a little evaluation on our meeting. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you being so mindful and taking part. It's lovely to have you, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Richard, what did you take away from this evening?
I think my takeaway is an enormous amount of energy from the meeting, and really positive, very buoyant, and right.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us. Kale, what is your takeaway?
I was totally blown away how great everyone was. I didn't think that there was anyone falling through. Everybody did a great job. And I just have to give a shout out to especially Claire on screen, always smiling and being very attentive. That's such a motivation. Thank you, Claire. And I hope to get to meet you in person. But I really enjoyed being back here, and I hope that I'm allowed to come again because you're all great people.
It's amazing. Thank you so much. You're always welcome. Just let us know, you know where to find us. Thank you. Well, should I come back to you?
No, not at all. Not at all. I look forward to coming back here and watching Robin do her ice cream.
Oh, wow.
And long enough to see her do her number 10, and long enough to see Anthony do his 3rd wedding speech.
His anniversary speeches, though, each time.
Let's go with that.
Thank you both. It's always lovely to have you. And Jerry, what is your takeaway this evening?
You just have such a great variety of people, really interesting speeches tonight. This is just a really well-run, interesting, fun club. I had a really good time.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. Angela, thank you for sharing your authentic voice with us tonight. And you were so sweet because you were like, maybe I still need to be here because I'm getting tearful. I was like, no, because you're being authentic.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing with
us. I know. Well, I think that's what happens when you off the cuff, hey? and I think my takeaway is that we all same but different.
Yeah.
You know, I love the theme. Dreams are made of. So,
Yeah. Exactly. And no matter how long we've been in Toastmasters, I think we're constantly learning. I mean, Will and Julie can agree with me here, I'm sure, is you're constantly learning. There's always something that you take away from a meeting that is an aha moment for you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was lovely to have you all the way from New Zealand. Save the best for last. Marnus and Kelly. Oh, Kelly, sorry, Robin.
So my biggest takeaway would be, I have to say, hats off to all of you, because I mean, it showed me that speaking in public doesn't necessarily have to be such a scary thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to go and stand up and your legs shake, your arms shake, and everything shakes. So yeah, I think your confidence is very, how can I say, I can look up to your confidence. I can see I can see myself doing it as well. Yeah. But maybe not today.
Okay.
And maybe not tomorrow, but it will get there.
Okay, so May.
Yes, May.
Amazing. But I think when you stand up here, it's okay if your legs are shaking or your hands are shaking, because this is the safe space.
Yeah.
And then when you go back into your meeting that you have to prepare for your staff or for Chris or whoever it might be, then you have practiced and you're not so shaky. You're not this little youth standing there. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Thanks so much for being with us. Robin?
Wow.
You've been put on the spot a few times.
Yeah.
Please come back.
Well, so this basically feels like our 7 o'clock morning meeting every single day, where everyone's like watching you. And Chris literally asks, everybody needs to say something. Literally, it's like, you're saying something, you're saying something, you're saying something. So the pressure is real. And well, you just like made a way up now. But each and every speaker that spoke, I saw a bit of myself. You know, like with Anthony's hands in the pocket. I love doing that. Hands in my pocket sometimes. And I like, Robin, hands in your pocket. And then I saw also like by Julia, I love your energy. Like I see myself sometimes doing it at work. And I'll be like the bubbly person, Osmodness. I'm like the bubbly person. Like these heels do not keep me back. I'm like, I got this. And you know, and I've actually saw as well where I can improve myself. And I will try my best to stand up there and speak, because I get quite nervous. My voice will shake and I'll be like, oh my God, what do I say? So, yeah, it was, honestly, it's a great opportunity to sit in here to obviously meet different people, ages, you know, it's opportunity for me personally as a youngster to sit here and obviously develop myself. And that's why Chris actually selected myself and wanted to do this, to obviously to grow ourselves and develop ourselves in our walk, you know, and not just at the peninsula, but outside as well. So thank you for the opportunity, and I will try my best. I will drink energy drinks so that I can have the confidence to stand there and speak, you know, but well, I will make you cry.
I know you will. Just by listening to you, I can tell you're a great speaker.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I'm sitting. When I'm sitting. But I don't know. But yeah, I think I will get there.
You will get there.
Yes, I will
Yeah.
get there. Definitely.
And we'll be here to support you 100% of the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I love it. Thank you so much. And Robin and Marnus, again, without this venue, this would not be possible. So thank you so much. And I really love that the two of you are joining us, because I just love that you get to be able to see what we're doing.
Yeah.
And you get something from it and you learn and grow and take that to your team, and then everybody can come.
Oh, yes.
And Chris, I mean, he needs to come at some point.
You will speak.
Oh,
an hour. You will speak.
Okay, great. Thank you, everyone, so much. It's now, before we go into awards, will you please be my share a screen lady? Thank you. But before we go on to those awards, I want to just give Anthony his little icebreaker ribbon. So please, a round of applause for Anthony. Thank you. Well done. Start with our table topics winner is, drum roll please.
don't think I should.
It's fine, no one saw.
No one saw.
Take issues.
Thank you.
Thank you, well done, Richard. Oh, I'm a bit soft all of a sudden. Can I just get my other speaker, please? Sorry. Sorry, Claire, we're getting my other sound. Richard, so you can take that into, thanks, Anthony, you can take that into next week. Okay, good luck. I think you can just press the one arrow to the right.
You're killing me.
Oh, sorry. Now, best evaluator. Sorry, Sally.
This is more nerve-wracking than sleep.
Andrea! Surprise! Special things. Thank you. Okay. Now, the moment has come. Our best speaker is You won't get a best speaker at your wedding, though. So you must enjoy best speaker while
I
you
think it
come.
comes with the new guy.
Excuse me? Oh, yes. So Google Forms gives me a really cute image, very visual, so I love it, of the results. And the best speaker results, it was best speaker, hey, it was literally almost like 4 pieces of a pie. It was super close, just in case you were all wondering. So well done to everyone. Great, great, great work. And my last 2 cents is just please, 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 we want to support our Michaela and Richard in our content. And Bill! Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Bill!
Thank
And Bill! Which are you evaluator?
And tabletop.
And tabletop. Oh, some competition here. Whoa. Okay, so Bill, Michaela, and Richard, all the best for the 12th of April. We look forward to seeing you there, and we'll see who goes into division. District. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely weekend. Bye, Takalani. See you soon.
We take it a group now, the network.
Yeah.
Put all the names in.
No, we'll just send them a link on our current group, and they can join if they want to join.
Bye bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.